Our speaker once again is the beautiful, amazing Danielle Brooks. She's going to speak about dreaming a new dream. Hooray, we are going to dream a new dream together today. And I think there's more info. No, it's on the next one. Danielle is a globetrotting adventurer, healer, and sacred singer for the Cosmic Mother. After healing herself from cancer and her own trauma and illness, she is a catalyst of transformation, inviting and inspiring us all to heal and live a heart-centered life, which is what we want to do, right? Yeah. Woohoo! Danielle, give it up. Give it up. Woo, 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 woo. She's back. Yay! Jenny.
Hi, everybody.
Move a little bit closer.
Good.
Always feel so up close. Is that loud enough? Yeah?
Yeah, just right.
If you want to
Thank
see
you so much,
everybody.
everyone. It is a real joy to be back with you. This is such a wonderful community. So thank you for having me. Dreaming a new dream. Who's ready for that? You know, we've been breaking, and we've really been doing a good job at breaking, haven't we? Everything's breaking. And this morning, as I was thinking about it, I always go to breaking open, because I know that it's the two together. And as I was walking in your beautiful area, I was looking at this tree, and I was thinking how the top of the tree is all of these finite little branches, just like the root, but in between you have the trunk. Breaking, oneness. And it just reminded me about how the breaking is essential so that we can come together and dream a new dream. And it is very much what we are doing here already. And so the second part of our time in the work is going to be to support you in your dreaming. So I'm going to ask you, as I begin to talk, to just feel into what is it that you want to dream. It can be a really specific thing, or it can be just a feeling. And believe me, just a feeling, I'm going to take the word just out and just say the feeling, because that's expansive. That's cooking with pure energy. And that's also welcoming in an incredible state of grace and allowing. So if it is a dreaming of peace, or if it's a dreaming of joy, or if it's a dreaming of connection, then simply by focusing on that, we are co-creating with the divine to bring it in surprising and miraculous and amazing ways. So part of my prayer is always surprise and delight me with your plan, because it's so much more than I could ever imagine. I'm limited in what I know. And so we offer it up to the limitlessness of what is to be seated. And on that note, we are powerful. We are so powerful. Each one of us, everyone is a creator. And we are so much more powerful than we realize. And we have been in a collective dreaming for a long time about limitedness and fear. We're so powerful, we've convinced ourselves we're not powerful. And that's pretty darn impressive when you think about it. You know, we were just chatting before and I can't remember what it was. Limitless limitedness. That's impressive. Limitless limitedness. And I remember listening to a talk a long time ago, and it was Buckminster Fuller talking about enoughness. And it really sat with me, because we have been dreaming a collective dreaming that we're not enough. we have an incredible sickness, and the sickness is not enough. We're not successful enough, we're not young enough, we're not healthy enough, we're not rich enough, we're not good enough. And we've created a culture that perpetuates this hunger to be enough. And it's a sickness. And when people come and they say, I have this tumor, or I have this illness, or I have this grief, or I have this fear, we have to look at the sickness that is deep beneath it all. And there is a great sickness of feeling unworthy and not enough. And it's very, very hard to shift that when we have created a culture and a society that is invested in keeping us feeling that we're lacking. So we accumulate, we purchase, we try to fill up the void. And it's like junk food. Might taste really good for a little while, but then you start feeling sick, and it doesn't feed the hunger inside of you. So we come to groups, we come back to our spirit, we sit here and we sing, and we pray that we can heal this sickness. We are enough. We are perfectly imperfect. And it's an incredible truth that we are enough, exactly as we are. And when you begin to explore that as a foundation of life, then there's this gentleness and a compassion that comes in. And maybe some humor too. You know, I hope there's some humor, because I, for one, am constantly gone. Some of the things. I once said that I would write a memoir of my healing, and I call it Ass Backwards, Story of Healing. And people joked, and they thought that was funny, and they thought I was laughing, that I was joking about it. I'm like, oh no, I think I might call it that. Because it's the truth. We have to be able to laugh about it. And to laugh about the fact that we have this aspect of ourself, this small self, as I was talking about last week, and then we have this great self. And the more that we can look at the small self and be compassionate to it, the more we invite in the discovery of the great self. And the more we focus on that greater self, that divine self, that's in us and in everyone else, the more we can gently lift up the small self, so that the small self can begin to align with the greater self. It's compassion. Compassion for our frailties, compassion for our learning and our growth. And I often think of this as kind of like, you know, the movie Groundhog Day, where it's really easy to go, why is this still happening? Why? But the thing is that what I loved about Groundhog Day was you've got a day, and then it resets the next day. And if I can approach my life the same way, which is I do my very best this day, and in doing my very best, I succeed. Failure is just not trying. As soon as you start trying, you're succeeding. So I do my best this day. And I might be perfectly imperfect, and tomorrow I start the next day. Mm-hmm. So it's these tiny little bite-sized pieces bring me peace. It's what we focus on that matters. It's what we focus on that creates form. It literally matters. And some people were asking me to speak to my own journey and to the work that I do and the ones that taught me. And it's such a huge topic. And as I was thinking to that while I was looking at the tree, I was also thinking about the one thing that I have found consistently and that I return to consistently. And that is, where do you place your attention? That's all that matters. So we have this intention, and I know that we have a shared intention to be the best version of ourselves. So now the question is, where do we place our attention? What do we feed? Do we feed that growth? Do we feed that beingness? Or do we feed the fear? Do we feed the sense that we're not enough? Because it's hungry. And my suggestion would be, don't feed it. Last week I spoke about choose a tone. Hold your tone. Hold the frequency that you are choosing to be and embody. And in the work that I have learned, it is all about focus. When someone comes and they are in the depths of incredible pain, it's so important in my work and in who I am and in those that have taught me that we look at their divinity. Always, first and foremost. Look at their light. If I focus on what is failing or what is in a dis-ease, if that's where my attention goes, that's what grows. I cannot offer them the support that they need when I am focused on the pain. We have to create a loving space, a container, where I can see their divinity and the fact that they are divine. They hold that light in them, and they are struggling. And when that is the focus, then profound healing is available and begins. And so much of my training was with people that were psychic surgeons and magnetic healers, and all of the work is on focusing on the divine. Always. There's a tremendous amount of prayer, and the prayer is conversation with the divine, serving the divine, opening up to the almighty beloved that is in us, and that is the unlimited source of all. Work through me, that I may serve. Show me how best I can be present. And so when I can acknowledge the divinity in another, even just the light in their heart, and I encourage you to play this in the supermarket or at the post office or wherever you are, you know? You don't have to talk to them, just light, 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 light. I see you, I see you, I see you, I see you. Ooh, that's a game changer. The energy shifts. Whether they see it or not, it's their journey, but I'm focused on it. And where I focus, energy flows. And that's my passion. And when we are doing this work, where you go into a heightened state, the heightened state is one of surrendering onto the divine and focusing on that light. That love can do what love does best. Far be it for me to tell love what to do. I'm a student. I'm learning. But what I have learned is to open up and to say, love, do what love does best. And I will focus on that. Because when I have seen, and along, in this journey of growth, and it's ongoing, I have seen when I'm working, you'll see the mass, and you can pull it out, and it'll grow right back. The issue is never what it appears to be. The issue is at the root core. And for myself, that was my journey. It was never, my focus was gratefully not on cancer or the toxins that I ingested at ground zero, 9/11. Or I knew enough to know that I had been journeying with a tremendous amount of trauma. And I didn't know how to unpack it. But I knew the only way to do that was not to focus on the symptom, but I had to find my way back to the beginning. And that was a wisdom that was given to me by the first healer that I went to see, who told me I was dying fast. but that I needed to find my way back to the beginning. I didn't have a clue what she meant. And it would take me decades. I'm still learning because we keep going back. But in the going back and putting your attention on the parts of yourself that feel imperfect, putting your attention on the parts of yourself that feel small, separate, not enough, gently and lovingly being present to that, grieving it, grieving the brokenness, and constantly offering it up and saying, show me, show me. That call is a call of co-creation. And that allows for love to come in and do what love does. And this is what I have seen in the blessings of those that guided me in my own journey and then guided me in the work. This work came knocking, and it knocked me down. I didn't choose this work. I was quite happy in my life, in my broken life that I thought was fabulous, and it broke me down even further. And the journey has always been about meeting it and seeing it and understanding, or looking for the understanding of how does this serve me? What is there here for me to understand? How can I work with this? And the most extraordinary thing about it is that pain has been a very patient teacher. And I have found with time and with patience, if I focus and I remain focused and I come back to that focus each day, that there is light in me as there is light in you. And I ask for that light to show me. It begins to unfurl and unfold miracles. And sometimes they're very soft and gentle, and sometimes they're imperceptible. I've had surgeries done on me, energetic psychic surgeries, where I was opened one time 13 different places on my body. And I didn't understand, you know, the mind goes, well, what happened and what was that mass that was taken out, and let me analyze it. And there's never any answer because my teachers never talked about any of that stuff. They just did it. Let's call it the journey of experience, healing and learning through experience. And what I would find is that if I stopped trying to get an answer, if I stopped looking for a result, if I started to understand that the journey is the destination and that I'm on the journey, there was this relaxing that would occur when I would allow myself to let go of my need to know. If I could park that, start the next day like Groundhog Day, then I was able to relax and be in a state of receptivity. And oftentimes the most profound change was not noticeable until long afterwards. When the gift of my mind is hindsight, 20/20 vision is fantastic, when I could look back and go, oh yes, I remember. I asked, I prayed. And then here I am, 1 year, 2 years, 10 years later. It was seeded. My prayers were heard. When we invest ourselves in faith in this way, we grow the knowing. And when pain becomes so difficult that we have forgotten the knowing, we come back and we rest in the cultivation of faith. And all that matters through all of this is where we park our attention. Last week I was talking about hold your tone. And today I'd like to add to that. Don't bond in fear. We live in a time of such divisiveness and separation and polarity. Us, them, good, bad, right, wrong. It's exhausting. And that fear is hungry and it feeds on us and it comes looking for us. And it's there. It's there and inside of us all. Don't feed it. Don't bond in pain. Hold your tone. When I sit with people who are in the depths of their pain, or which can, be anger, judgment, it can be all kinds of things. I have to remind myself, it's almost like I liked your Palm Pilot there, where you write on your palm, don't bond in pain, which means I can sit with them quietly, and I focus on the light in their chest. I focus on the light in their being. I offer up a silent prayer for them and for me, because it's so easy for me to forget. It's Groundhog Day. Don't bond in pain. We are all born of light. We are born of the light of these stars. We are of this earth and we are of these heavens. No one has more light than another. It's just where you invest your energy. It will either grow or it will feel throttled. But it is eternal. So as we want to show up and be present and dream a vision of union, cohesiveness, it's so very important to not feed those thoughts and those fears, and to choose wisely the power of our words, really become intentional with that power, and where we focus, what we create, what we dream. And so today, I'm asking you, what do you want to dream? Because we are powerful creators, and we've spent a lot of time thinking we're not powerful. But we are powerful, and we are waking up to that. So let us consciously create. So I'm going to ask you to think to what it is that you'd like to dream. And it doesn't matter what it is. I've asked people this question many times before I open up for the divine beings and the mother to sing through me, because they will support you in whatever you choose. There is no judgment. Let me tell you this. I say this is a love-based universe because it is inclusive. Whatever it is that you choose can and will be created. So let us choose wisely. Let us choose wisely. So if there is something that you're wanting to create, if it's a home, or if it's a project, or if it's a way forward, I want to ask you to sit with that image. Envision it. Let the visioning get juicy. Allow yourself to be in it. There is nothing more powerful than our imagination. Einstein used to talk about this all the time. He knew what he was talking about. So when you combine your imagination with your feelings, you are working with potent power. Envision what it is that you would like to create right now. See yourself in it, how you are, what it's like. Feel it. And now, when you are truly, truly in it, I want to invite you to drop the image and stay with the feeling. And feel the feeling of it. Let go of the images and the confine. And stay simply with the potency of the feeling. For we know that the divine will bring it in a unique way when we can hold that frequency of it, feel it. You might even ask yourself, what does that feeling give you? Is there another feeling? And behind that feeling, does it give another feeling? Play in the feeling of it. And as you allow yourself to slip into the feeling of it, I will call upon the divine that supports us to sing it for you, with us, together.
Ya tu chi cho tu ni ti cho yo cho chamano no le ni ti ano tu morata wa to lo ni manye o chamawe ye cho o sharo damo pano minya malo pama pamo nyawe rurele weta wecha chu ishara tu yolo deno no khanoeta yama pa yo ma chamo no niane la turita yachini na yana tenia Boy sha ho ho boy sha ho boy sha ho sha dana ya ho epi magrano tana nawela Onyo tahawa olorona Yima e happy uja Lama be ayi ula Yama be obe oha Moe anya ono nora Amorawa chulo esh Atarera chilawa wahudo Yo no raro jimano miñana Yo yi Yo yi Ahwe ama wanyarai Toro shawa yo no ni Hawa haya Awe to ha Yahoro Yahweh Yirana Yanuma Otno mahano mahoro no hinjit toro no inya ano menye na no ji ane arodo amono na yo chare to ela roma wa yo no boy boa chura Tomawa Montiamukotor Bowie Bowie Voyar Bowie Bowie Wonolong Yaolaita Yorai Yalo Lorotara Moya Bowie Huatair Doranana Yolayar Jawa Lawe como payar Nyomaroretera Loro Miniantarawayar Bowie Bowie Wapawar Mawe wawi otayarai. Yokonono inina lono moro ne manyata eto yonado. Woyo. Woyo yorai oru. Oro hinya no mano eita. Era Yahweh. Doru doraibar. Nyavarota loyo. Ye chapo chamai yotai wa la chono kodoro no hinye nina no dai chota da. Yokono no na mampu ya makawai kimalo na manore ra shaita oto. Ne ni warano no marwana ke no waro mo koiki yi wichero no ita mara awara no kiara marwana naita mawayano yenta warayano maroyana kao to moro no kiara warana ito marwaya paika Eshwarare mo proyenete Eshwarare. Divine blessings of love, divine blessings in your dreaming, divine blessings on your path of beauty that you are walking. They are blessing you. They are asking you to call on them. Those without name, those who serve this beautiful unfolding of union, oneness, love, grace. Blessings to you who dream and know your dreams are becoming reality. We thank you. We thank you. We thank you. And I invite you to simply stay in your dreaming. Let it take you by the heart. Let it dream you. Let it birth you.